Hey guys, welcome into another weekly portfolio update. Starting off with these stocks here, so we've had a devastating week. Portfolio is down $4,125. I think that might be my single largest down week ever, but there may have been one bigger, I can't quite remember. But if there is, it'll be in one of my other videos. But yeah, anyway, huge drop. It's 8% on the portfolio, which was probably the second biggest down week in terms of percentage that I've ever had. So yeah, huge move down in stocks. Obviously, with a big down move, I was buying stocks, so deposited another $1,000 into my Sharesies account this week. I wish I had done more. I missed out on most of the deals that we're having on Friday. There was a lot of good deals going on in the market on Friday. A lot of stocks were down huge, and yeah, I missed a bit of that. I only bought like $130 of Tattooed Chef on Friday for $12.68. A really good price for Tattooed Chef. Yeah, looking at what I bought, I've got Honest Company, Palantir, and Tattooed Chef, and those were the three that I was buying this week. So if we look at Honest, yeah, on the 5-day graph, it moved down almost 13%. So obviously I was going to be buying that. I'm just opening a position in that. Yeah, as you can see, over the past however long it's been on the market, since May 2021, it's just been going down. And it's opened into a very horrible market. My buy prices, I bought $250 at $6.52. Then I bought another $250 at $6.55. Another $100 at $6.53. $150 at $6.50. And $100 at $6.34. So I didn't manage to get any under 5. Obviously that was Friday where it moved under 5, and yeah, I didn't have any money on Friday. I forgot to put money in. Also, I'm trying to stick to 1k per week because obviously 1k per week is not sustainable on my wage, so I'd rather do 1k every 2 weeks, but in today's market, like, I want to get money in while the prices are still low. Also, if I stop buying the dip, I kind of lose that possibility to use the momentum of the downturn in the market to ride the wave back up. If you keep buying on the way down, then obviously you're going to be better off on the way back up. So I want to be in that position as opposed to someone who gives up and stops putting money in and then just is negatively affected by the downturn and not as positively affected by the upturn that follows. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Palantir, devastating week for Palantir, down 15%. It's my third largest position, so I've been buying Palantir. Again, I missed the Friday, but on Palantir I bought $50 at $15.18, $100 at 15 cents, another 100 at 14.98. And that was it for Palantir for the week. If you're wondering why I do it in smaller buys, these buys are actually throughout the week, so if the stock is, even if it hasn't moved by the next day, I might still buy some more the next day. I'm still averaging in over time. I do try and get the best price that I can, but if it's the same price as it was the other day, and I thought it was a good price the other day, I still gonna think it's a good price today, so still gonna buy it. Provided I have the money. Corsair, I did not buy any more of today. I just wanted to open it up and show you. So I believe Corsair is either my first or second largest position. Might be first now, due to Tattooed Chef being down 10% this week, almost 10%, and Corsair Gaming being up 1.5% this week. So Corsair is probably one of my only stocks that have been green this week. And yeah, on Wednesday, actually had a really positive day. It was up as much as 8% sometime during the week. sometime during the day on Wednesday, but then I believe closed the day at just like 1 point something percent, wherever it closed there. Yeah, anyway, around 2 or 1% or something like that. So yeah, Corsair's done pretty well this week. And the other stock that I have been buying this week is Tattooed Chef. So my buys for Tattooed Chef started later in the week, and there was $200 at $13.75 and $130 on Friday. This is the only buy I managed on Friday for $12.68, so close to where we bottomed here. So yeah, glad I got some more Tattooed Chef at a good price. And the other thing I did was sold off my last 10 WBA shares, Walgreens Boots Alliance. So they still moved down a little bit this week, but Walgreens has been a stock that has not been affected so much by the recent market downturn. It's more of a stable stock, more of a value play, and yeah, it was doing very well during this time, so I'd rather sell a stock that's up, that's being treated better in this market, has a better valuation than some of the stocks that are just getting absolutely destroyed. I'd rather move the money into the stocks that are getting destroyed. Looking at the indexes, so I was down $4,125, which is 8% on my portfolio. So as you can see, that's almost in line with the Russell 2000. So yeah, still getting destroyed in the Russell. That's a huge move for an index to make in a single week. And if you look at the 1 year graph, like, we have not been down this low below 2000 on the Russell 2000 this past year. You have to go all the way back to December 2020 to see when we were last at this same, like, below 2000 on the Russell. So yeah, pretty crazy that the small cap stocks have just traded sideways for this past year and are now still moving down. Like, they're getting into some really good value territory. I mean, they already were. They're just going further and further into it, in my opinion, not financial advice. And the Nasdaq now is also getting hit, so they were immune to this market downturn for a while, which had been going on for quite a while, but the Nasdaq's now coming down, so that's actually a good sign. Well, at least in my opinion, it's a good sign for the market, because the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, they were both being held up by the largest of the large caps, as they do, because everything's weight averaged. So the biggest stocks are, or the largest cap stocks, hold the most sway over the indexes, which makes sense. It kind of has to be weight averaged. Yeah, so there we've got the Nasdaq all the way down at levels that we haven't seen since June 2021. So halfway through 2021. So we've lost 7 months of progress. That's pretty crazy. The S&P 500 is not as bad, I don't believe. October, so we've lost 4 months, around 4 months or so on the S&P 500. So personally, I still think the S&P 500 is going to come down by a bit, but I feel like they kind of have to average out, because if anyone's watched Jeremy from Financial Education's one of his most recent videos, he talks about how it's unusual for small caps and large caps and mid caps to be so unevenly priced in the market. Generally, the market in general will be overvalued or undervalued. But at the moment, we have quite a large spread between the super cap stocks, mega cap stocks, and the small caps and mid caps. Mid caps and small caps are now in quite undervalued territory, small caps specifically. But large caps or mega caps pretty much are trading quite richly. So it's not so common if you look at a graph of the three over time. It's quite uncommon to see this kind of disparity between the valuations. But yeah, it should be interesting to see where it levels out and how it levels out, because there's obviously multiple ways that it can level out. Like the largest of large caps could not go down at all, and it just takes a long time for the small caps and mid caps to just get back up. Or it could be that they all go down, but the small and mid caps go down less than the highest of the high caps, which kind of seems like what's going to happen over the coming months to me. I feel like there might be more movement downward in the market in general, but less movement downward in small cap stocks like Corsair Gaming. I feel like we might see a bit more of this, where the market in general, like this week, has been down was about 5 to 8% across the indexes. So yeah, 5 on the S&P, 6 on the Nasdaq, and almost 8% on the Russell. Whereas Corsair Gaming, which is a small cap stock, 1.94 bill, is up 1.5%. So I feel like that could start to become more normal in this coming market, where we have some stocks in the smaller caps starting to outperform. At least I hope so, because I hold a lot of small cap stocks. But that's the way I think that it might get back to normality. Yeah, these are my stocks. As you can see, they're all getting destroyed, and because I've sold one of my positive stocks, I have a 1 left, and I think MicroStrategy ticked back to being negative wherever MSTR is. Yeah, wow, that moved quite a lot. I don't watch MicroStrategy very closely, but yeah, well, that's a big week, down 22%. I was going to say, I was pretty sure I was positive on MicroStrategy just the other week. But yeah, I suppose with, oh yeah, 17.8% in a day, that'll do it, yep. Fairly small position for me, under $1,000, 1.5 shares. But yeah, I mean, crypto has been getting decimated, so that would be why MicroStrategy is down, I'd say. Also, a lot of this devastation has been happening this weekend, so we could be in for some more devastation as well. Can we see the date on this chart first? So, what day was the weekend? So, from the 21st, late on the 21st. So when the market closed, we would have been like somewhere back here. Around here, 4:30 p.m. on the 21st. That's when the US market would have closed. And then since then, the crypto market has continued just getting decimated. So that really, that kind of indicates that especially stocks like MicroStrategy next week are going to be down again. Probably by a lot. So yeah, that should be interesting to watch play out next week. I wonder actually how Mara stock is doing. I believe it's Mara. Maybe not Mar. Riot. I know Riot is a blockchain or crypto mining stock. So yeah, 14% down. What's it been doing over the past year? Yep, just generally downtrending, as expected. So yeah, this is a crypto mining company, I believe, and they have been getting decimated, same as MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy just owns lots of Bitcoin, as well as having their own separate business model separate to that. But Riot actually mines Bitcoin. So I don't know if they mine Bitcoin, but they mine cryptocurrency. Yeah, so huge decimation in stocks, 8% for the week. And now we shall move on to crypto, So yep, again, crypto getting absolutely decimated. And get this is a big number. So my crypto portfolio is down 29% this week. Eek. Yep, that's a lot. Surprisingly, not the biggest drop I've seen in crypto. My portfolio's seen like a 40% in a day one time. Can't quite remember when that was, but it was, yeah, quite a while back, a few months ago, like 6 months ago maybe. But yeah, down $1,688 this week, which is around 29%. Sorry, it might be more than 1,688. I'll check that number and update it in the thumbnail. So I have the little negative arrow. So these are the prices. We've actually started to see a slight turn up. So if you look at, this is the Ethereum price chart, we've got a bit of movement to the upside from 23.42 up to 24.88. So that's Ethereum has started moving up, and also Bitcoin has been moving up from 34,600 to around 35,600. So we have moved a bit off of lows, which is actually something I like to look for in the crypto market. So when there's a huge downward movement like this, it's usually followed by a real sharp spike back up, and that's usually a sign of recovery. So there's been others over the past few months where like it's dropped like this. If I saw this drop and then just a little spike back up and then it continues to trade sideways, like after a while you kind of get the idea that there's not that same elastic potential in the market for it to spring back up. So it is one of the things that I look for, big spikes to the upside following a downtrend. Generally indicates a more bullish tone, at least in my mind. Not financial advice at all, and I don't really know what I'm doing in the crypto market, like looking at graphs and stuff. I generally just long hold. So yeah, I mean, huge downward movement. Along with crypto comes the crypto mining that I'm doing. So yeah, earned almost half of an Ethereum now. So once I get to half an Ethereum, which is about $1,200 at the moment, hopefully it'll go back up. It's going to get sent over to my local wallet on my phone. I'm gonna hold it, obviously. I'm not gonna sell at these prices because that would be dumb. Last time I sold Ethereum, where'd that price chart go? Last time I sold Ethereum was literally at 4,800, or like just under, like 4,700 and something, which if you look on the graph was like the highest it went. It might have been even like 4,800. It was like, I just got really lucky because I can't time the selling back to New Zealand dollars at all. I have to put it in like the previous day, and then it just goes through sometime within like the next 4 to 24 hours. That's just the way it works with Easy Crypto, and the way you sell crypto back to fiat currency. They'll do it all in a big lot with everyone else who's doing it as well. Save them on transaction fees, which hopefully saves me money on transaction fees. But yeah, so kind of really lucky that it sold right at the highs, and that was all the Ethereum that I had mined at that point. But then, I mean, that was a long time ago. Probably, I think it was, pretty sure it was this spike here and not this one, because this one didn't quite get to 4,800. Oh, it could have been like around that 4,750 or so. In my mind, I would have just rounded it upwards. So yeah, I think it was back here in like November. Can't quite remember. Could have been either of the spikes, but yeah, sold off a bunch. All I had at the time, and then since then I've earned half an Ethereum. So I mean, half an Ethereum is quite a lot when you think about it, but at current prices it's not that much. And I mean, it seems like a whole lot less when you consider I've spent $26,000 on mining equipment. So yeah, 26. What's that? Probably at current prices. What is it at? Oh, damn, that's over 10 Ethereum on. So I've got to earn 10 Ethereum to get back to probably less than that, and then just wait for the price to go up. Yeah, well, I hope I do actually get to break even someday. I'd like to still have the equipment as well. If I still had the equipment and I was paid off, I would be super happy. So if I'd made all the money that I'd spent on mining back and still had the equipment basically free, that would be awesome. Yeah, bought a 3070, this GPU here, so does pretty well actually. Better than I expected on Ethereum. I expected it to be the same as the 3060 Ti's, but actually it's getting a little bit more, 46, even sometimes above 46 mega hash for about 100 and just under 110 watts, which these do about 44 to 45, 46 at like 115, even up to 125 watts. Yeah. So a bit better. And also the reason I wanted to get 3070, well, another model of NVIDIA card is to diversify a bit, and also because I know they do better on other algorithms, such as all the Ravencoin, Pharaoh, and such algorithms, and also on Ergo and on Flux. So yeah, up to 46 and 0.6 there. Wattage a bit higher. Yeah, so diversifying into GPUs that can make money on other algorithms. That is one of the problems for the AMD rig. So that's the reason that I have the two rigs, and I have a variable GPUs in the rigs is to make sure I'm diversified. Say the Ethereum proof of stake gets moved back 6 months or a year, it'll be really good having this rig. These AMD cards are efficient on Ethereum, and they will make a lot of money. However, if Ethereum does go to proof of stake and one of the other coins becomes the leader in profitability, then this rig will do a whole lot better, the NVIDIA rig. So yeah, that's why I've gone with a mix on the rigs, and then to diversify even more, the cards and the rigs are separated as well, because some of them will perform different and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much all for crypto mining. My house went down 5k in value this week, but I mean, it varies in price anyway, so that pretty much means nothing, and I will not be selling that pretty much, presumably ever. I don't really ever want to sell property. And this week my net worth is 301,000. And yeah, that's all I've got for today's or this week's portfolio update. So thanks for watching. Stay strong if you are also investing out there and losing heaps of money at the moment. If you make it through, I'm sure the rewards at the other end will be all worth it. So stay strong, keep buying the dip. So not too fast though. Yeah, that's one of the issues that I have. I put all the money in too fast and then don't have more money to keep buying the dip when it dips and dips and dips more. So yeah, that's one of the key things, is to manage the money that you can actually consistently put in, because I mean, who knows, this downtrend could go for another 6 months, could go for another year even. So I would like to be able to keep buying the dip for as long as it keeps dipping. When the market does start moving up, I'm actually going to take the foot off the pedal on the buying. I do want to rebuild up that cash position that I have pretty much spent most of. So yeah, that's my plan for when markets start going back up again. Hopefully it'll be all markets at the same time as well, because crypto and stocks getting destroyed at the same time isn't too fun. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.